Now, my next guest, best known for making music with the likes of Sam Smith and Beyonce, to name but a few. During lockdown, though, Naughty Boy has been at home living with his mum, who last year, very sadly, was diagnosed with dementia. Well, Naughty Boy joins me now. Always a joy to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's great to see you, it really is. And this new campaign, Lives on Hold, really, you're doing this for your mum. Naughty Boy, we can't hear you. Can you press a wee thing? She said...
Sorry.
Ah, yay! That would have been terrible if you'd been silenced. That would have been horrid.
Sorry. No, I've missed you dearly, Lorraine.
Oh,
but
it's lovely to see
through
you.
lockdown, I guess I've had mum here and I live with mum and her living carer, but, you know, I started becoming a bit enclosed through lockdown because I didn't really think, oh, anyone's going to understand what I'm going through. But after speaking to the Admiral nurses about the Lives on Hold campaign, it was just very warming for me to know that I'm not the only one, and neither is mum. And as lonely as this can feel sometimes, you know, I'm privileged enough that I can afford a living carer, and even with having someone in the house that is caring for your mum, what mum needs is like real human interaction, like family interaction and love and music. And, you know, I've learned so much throughout lockdown where I found a comfortable space in something that sometimes feels like a bit of a circus, especially like with mum's mind.
Yeah, I know, it's such a cruel disease, and I know how close the two of you are and how proud she is of you. But what I loved about your attitude was every single day you want to have something that your mum will remember, that she can look forward to, and that will bring her a bit of joy. And that is a great attitude to wake up with, to just think to yourself, what can we do today that's going to mean a lot to her?
It's almost like every day is a challenge, but it's a beautiful challenge. Like, I look for glimpses. As long as I get 2 or 3 glimpses every day of who mum really was, who she is, and a lot of that is to do with love. And when I get a love vibration from her, or something that reminds me that I'm her youngest son and she's my mum, mum's still there. You know, you can get caught up in thinking, because it's like something's peeling away at this person's brain, and that includes memories, that includes feelings, but, you know, it comes and goes. So the bad bits they happen, but I try to focus on the good parts, the parts where, you know, I could play mum a song from when she got married, and it brings up a smile, and learning more about how the brain needs stimulating, and music is the memory bank of like good memories. And lately mum's been asking to watch the La 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 video, and she said that's her favorite video. So for me to be able to do it with my own music, with my own mother, that's game changing for me, because then I'm like, okay, I need to finish my album. You know, mum wants me to, you know, because I spent a lot of time thinking, no, if I do that, I was watching the Ross Kemp documentary.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it? It was incredible.
It was. It's very touching. And Barbara's husband, Scott, is it?
Yeah.
When he said the guilt aspect of it, where you feel like, feel guilty about doing like everything. When I'm traveling abroad, obviously before lockdown, I would feel guilty about doing something that was so normal over the last 10 years. But I'm gradually getting back into thinking this is actually what mum wants me to be doing. Alongside, she also wants me here at the house, because that's not her fault. She's just, I'm her son, innit?
Yeah, of course, and you've been incredible, you really have. But it's interesting how you know, you were talking about music there and how it can be, because they have shown, you know, a lot in a lot of care homes as well, and people that are home, that music can really, really trigger memories. And like you said, you get this glimpse of your mum.
Yes.
And for you to be an artist and to be able to see that in your mum when you play something of yours, that must be wonderful.
And one thing I've learned is that one thing I'll always have is my imagination, and that's how music is created. So, and I know mum wants me to use my imagination, and like I've set up a studio in the shed outside. So during lockdown, alongside looking after mum and having the family support and the carer, I've been locking myself in the shed as well, and finished my album and put put what is a challenge into my artistry, into my music. And I love music, and I know, you know, I love my mum just as well, even more, but I know she wants me to succeed as well. And it's important not to forget that they love you too. As much as you love them, just remember they love you too.
No, that's true. You're absolutely right. Sometimes you forget, you can't forget that you really can.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's your memory and you're her memory as well. That's really important to hang on to those happy moments, and you've been able to share. I mean, that's one thing about this lockdown, I guess, if you try to take some light from the darkness, that you've had that time together that you might not have.
100%. And you know what? More testament to carers and living carers, because mum's carer, Juliet, hasn't, throughout the lockdown, for the 3 months, didn't go home herself to see her own family, because there was a, you know, she didn't want to bring anything back because she lives in London, I live in Buckinghamshire, and, you know, I felt so bad about it, but there was no other choice because you couldn't just get another carer, and, you know, especially with the dementia, when they're used to their surroundings, it's important to try to keep it as similar as it is. So, yeah, I love Juliet, and I love everything that the carers are doing, and in the care homes as well. It must be so difficult, but like, as long as there's love in the room, like, you can get through it. And like, money or no money as well, because I know I can afford like certain things, but honestly, it's the love that is the most value is in love. And I just hope I'm giving enough, because sometimes you don't think you are doing enough, but you know.
Oh, you are. You absolutely are. You always do, and especially right now when it's so important. You know, that's what you're doing. And you're going to be helping so many people with this Lives on Hold campaign. It's such a good idea. You know, focusing on the carers and focusing on the people who look after somebody who's suffering with this cruel, cruel disease. It really is cruel.
Yeah, and they know so much. Like, I spoke to Suzanne, who's one of the Admiral nurses, for the Dementia UK. There's a hotline you can phone, and you can literally ask them anything. And for me, it was like, I wanted to make sure that I'm not going crazy. And is this normal? Does this happen to everyone? And when you start hearing, no, this is so common, it just brings like a bit of inner peace, because you start thinking, oh, am I losing my memory? Because you're trying to remember so much. And I'm living like 2 lives. I'm like, at home, I'm Batman, and when I'm out, I'm Bruce Wayne.
I know what you mean. I do. I know exactly what you mean. Naughty boy, a joy, as always. Let's talk soon. And I think what you're doing is absolutely remarkable. And give my love to your wee mum.
Before I finish, me and Emily have written a song called Prayed Up. And it's about, we've done it during lockdown, but as the years going on, it feels like 2020 has become a challenge, but there's as long as you pray and you just, I don't know, feel like there's always hope. Like, hopefully when this song comes out and you hear it, Lorraine, you'll understand exactly what I mean. But
I look forward to that.
Big love to yourself.
I look forward to that. But well, when that's out, let's talk again, and we'll get Emily as well. Let's do that. Yeah, that would be lovely. It'd be really good. So much to talk to you about, as always. Thank you, my angel. Thank you.